Please complete these steps 40 minutes before your target sleep time. Muse is a smart headband that can record your brain activity using these 7 beige sensors to provide information on your sleep. Before putting on the headband, make sure the gray pod is fully charged. Plug the gray pod into an outlet with the provided charger every morning. 3 solid orange lights indicate the gray pod is fully charged. If the orange lights are flashing, that means the gray pod still needs to charge. Remove any makeup, wash your face, and avoid putting moisturizer or creams on your forehead or above your ears, where glasses would sit. The equipment should not be wet, submerged, or exposed to extreme temperatures or prolonged periods of sunlight. Add a thin layer of electrode gel that was provided in your package to all 7 beige areas of the headband. Next, make sure that the gray pod is well connected to the headband. Avoid removing the gray pod from the headband. If there is a gap between the gray pod and the headband, slightly push the gray pod back into place. Once you check that there are no gaps between the gray pod and the headband, attach the Muse around your neck like a necklace. Ensure the Muse logo on the headband is oriented right side up. Then, move the headband up from neck to forehead. If you are wearing glasses, first listen to the instructions, then remove your glasses to move the headband to your forehead. Make sure that the gray pod is sitting perfectly in the middle of your forehead and that the Muse logo is right side up. Adjust the straps so that the headband is adjusted to your head. You will know the headband is adjusted to your head perfectly when it feels like a gentle hug or a snug fit that holds your head. If you feel like the headband is squeezing your head, or if you can feel your pulse, this means the headband is too tight. You can remove the headband and loosen the straps. If you feel like the headband moves when you move your head, this means your headband is too loose. You can tighten the straps like this. When the headband is adjusted to your head, put it back on your forehead as done previously, ensuring that the gray box is sitting in the middle of your forehead and that the Muse logo is right side up. Make sure that there is no hair underneath the beige parts of the headband. They should make direct contact with your skin. If there is any hair while the headband is on, pull the ear electrode out slightly and move any hair up and away. If you have long hair, you can make a top bun to pull the hair up. Now that your headband is ready, open the iPad we lent you and open the Muse app. To open the iPad, use the password we gave you in the printed instructions we sent you, and open the Muse app. Turn on the power button on the top of the gray pod by pressing it. Once you see an orange light appear underneath the pod, that means it is turned on. You can use a mirror to see whether the light is turned on or off. On the Muse app, click on the sleep icon on the bottom of the app. Then select Silent Data Capture and choose Silent Data Collection. Then click Start Session. For this step, please sit still and stay seated and relaxed. The signal quality check will then start automatically. If the signal is good, all areas become green and the heart becomes red. This process can take about 15 to 60 seconds. The recording will then start. If the signal quality check is taking more than 1 minute, check for hair under the electrodes. Get them out of the way, especially for the electrodes above the ears. If there is too much baby hair, you can use bobby pins or hair gel, ensuring they do not touch the band. You can also use an alcohol wipe to wipe the middle of your forehead where the gray pod sits, and above the ears where the headband sits. In addition, you can slightly tighten the headband. If it still does not work, go to the troubleshooting section of the written instructions we gave you. Once the recording has started, you will see this screen and a timer counting, which means the recording is working. You should now plug the iPad to a power outlet in the wall and put it on a nightstand or anywhere as close as possible to you. The closer the iPad is to the gray pod, the better the connection and less risk of issues. It is important to keep the iPad outside of your bed and in a safe space where no one is likely to step on it if waking up during the night. Right before you start trying to fall asleep, so when all bedtime activities are completed, TV is closed, book is closed. Click Add Note. Then click Type Here and write Bedtime with the keyboard. Then click Save. Put the iPad screen facing down on your nightstand to avoid being bothered by the light. You are now ready to go to sleep. Do not close or remove your headband if you wake up during the night, and plan on going back to sleep. If you go to the bathroom or have to leave your room during the night, you do not need to bring the iPad with you. The headband will reconnect automatically when you come back to bed. In the morning, open the iPad and the Muse app if not already opened. Click End Session. Another image will appear, and click End and view results. Then, slide the white button to rate your current mood. Afterwards, click Submit and see results. Then click Save in the top right. You can now remove the headband and charge it with the supplied wire. This concludes the main instruction on how to record your sleep with the Muse. The next part of the video shows how to troubleshoot if there are any issues. If there is still a gap between the gray pod and the headband, remove the gray pod. Locate the two hooks on the gray pod. Locate the two inserts on the right pod wing on the headband. Angle the two hooks of the gray pod into the right pod wing inserts. You should hear a click when they are correctly inserted and there is no gap between the gray pod and the headband wing. Then, secure the left side of the gray pod onto the left wing of the headband. You should hear another click. The gray pod is correctly inserted if there are no gaps between the gray pod and the wings of the headband. If you have any persisting issues, please call us at any time of the day or night.